What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're watching my video, then welcome. My name is Shivansh and I live in Toronto, Canada. And I came here from India as an international student many years ago. And now for the last 5 years, I've been working as a software engineer in Canada. So over the years, I've had a few different jobs in Canada, including part-time jobs, internships, and full-time jobs in my field of study, which is computer science or software engineering. So in this video, I will share with you the exact process and the strategy that I follow when I have to search and apply for jobs in Canada, to understand how much salary will I be able to get in that role, to crack the interview process and make an informed decision whether this company is right for me or not. Throughout this video, I will give you examples of how I follow the entire process and the various tools that I use when researching about a job or a company. But before we begin, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel, because that's what motivates me to create more such videos. And if you like and share this video, then it will help me reach a lot more number of people. With that being said, let's start this video. So the very first place where I start my job search process is on LinkedIn. Now there are so many different job search platforms in Canada, such as LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, Workapolis, etc. And all these are really good platforms. But when I'm searching for jobs specifically, then I prefer to use LinkedIn or Indeed.ca. But over the years, as I've gained more experience and I've polished my skills, I have realized that LinkedIn is a very powerful tool, and that's why I prefer to use it as compared to all these other job search platforms. Alright, so this is basically the homepage of my LinkedIn profile, and if I click on view profile here, it'll take me to my actual LinkedIn profile. So this is the page that you will see if you search for my name on LinkedIn. This is the page that will pop up eventually. So the very first thing that you should do before even starting to apply for jobs is to set up your LinkedIn profile correctly. Now I will create a detailed video on this topic if you want me to create one. So let me know in the comments below, but just to give you a brief overview of what all things you should put in your LinkedIn profile. Here I've mentioned all my current and previous work experiences, and I've mentioned in detail the different things that I worked on and the different technologies that I had used. And here I've mentioned my educational background and some of the additional licenses and certifications that I've gained over the years. And in the skills section, I've mentioned all the different technologies and the skills that I possess. And this is actually a very important thing, because this will help LinkedIn recommend the right jobs for you, for which you are a better fit or a perfect fit, instead of recommending you some random jobs that don't even fit your profile. So now if I click on the jobs section here, it will take me to the jobs page. So this is the jobs page, and the very first thing that you will notice is that it recommends you some jobs based on your profile and your search history. So if I click on the show all button here, it'll show me a lot more jobs that are suitable for me based on my profile. Now this reminds me that for this job recommendation feature to work really well, you should take out some time and put in some effort to make a really great LinkedIn profile. Now LinkedIn is still a very underrated platform in my opinion, but if you know how to use it, then you'll be amazed how much it can contribute to your success and to your job search process if you're willing to put in the time and the effort to make a really great LinkedIn profile by adding detailed information about your education, your prior work experience, any projects that you've worked on, or any significant life achievements. Also, if you want to know how to create a really strong LinkedIn profile and how to build a strong professional network on LinkedIn, then let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to create a video for you. So let's scroll through these jobs and take a look at one of the jobs that I would be interested in, and let's take a deeper look at what all things are required in a candidate who is applying for that role. So the very first thing that I do when searching for these jobs is to look for jobs that are actually relevant for me. So for example, this job at Canadian Tire Corporation is on site, and since I'm not interested in going to the office every single day, I would not even bother to go into the description of that job. Also for this job, it seems like French is a must because the job title itself is in French. So that would definitely not be the right fit for me. So let's take a look at this job at Deloitte. So if I click on this job posting here, it will open the entire job description on the right hand side. So right off the bat, you will notice a few things. You will notice the title of the job, and you will notice that it is a full-time role, which is good because most people looking for jobs on LinkedIn are usually looking for a full-time job. So that's good. And then it is also mentioned that they're actively recruiting for this specific role, which is also a good news because sometimes
people are not actively recruiting for a role. They just post a job on LinkedIn. So this will tell you that, it is actually worth applying to this role because they are actively looking to hire someone to fill this position. So if we scroll down a little bit, we will notice that the available locations are Toronto. So it doesn't say whether this job is fully remote or on-site or hybrid. So in this case, we will have to reach out to the recruiter to get some more information about the type of job. Most companies have a section where they talk about what your typical day will look like if you join that company. So it is very important that you read this section carefully because it will tell you exactly what all things that the company expects from you and what all things you will be able to do if you get that role or if you get into that job. This responsibility section is actually one of the most important sections for me in a job description. If I'm not interested in doing this type of work, then I will just move on to some other job and try to search for other types of jobs that might be more suitable to my preference or my working style. So if you scroll down a little bit, you will also notice another important section, and that is the minimum requirements for this job. Not all things mentioned here are written in stone or set in stone because companies do make exceptions even if you have 4, 5 or 6 years of experience, provided that you are good at what you do. For example, this one says that you need a strong understanding of cloud and infrastructure components. You need strong experience with Azure DevOps. You need PowerShell scripting, again, Azure DevOps, Windows platform, Office 365 and other Azure tools. Now you might come around and say that you don't have too much experience with Azure Toolkit, but you are more comfortable with AWS or Google Cloud tools. In that case also it is fine to apply for this job because most companies are actually looking for your aptitude. And even if you have skills in a similar technology offered by a different company or a different provider, even then it should be perfectly fine as long as you're able to prove that you have the required skills and you are cut out for it. Now let's take a look at another job. So for example, this one. So in here you will see the same things, but this company also has another section in the job description, which is what does this company bring to the table? What is unique about their company? What are some of the benefits or additional benefits that you'll be getting if you get to work at that company? So you can see that they are a winner of Inc. magazine's annual list of best workplaces for 2022, which is good, which speaks about the good culture at that company. They also have a nationwide medical, dental, and vision coverage, which is also really good. And this thing is also mostly included in most corporate companies in Canada. And then they also have an employee equity plan, which is really good because this means that you'll be able to get some company stocks or stock options if you decide to join this company or if you end up joining this company in addition to your base salary, in addition to your bonus. So yeah, this is definitely a big plus. And this list of benefits is also very important because it will play a key role in helping you decide whether this company is right for you or not, or which company is better if you are confused between a number of companies or if you have an offer from multiple companies at the same time. And this is not just for the tech industry. Like even if I search for a job from another industry, so for example, a marketing manager, for example, right? So let's take a look at this job, a product marketing manager in Hamilton, Ontario. This one is a fully remote job. So for this job description, at the very beginning, they tell you what this company is all about, what do they do, and why you should basically join them. And then they have the experience section, which outlines what all things are they looking for in a good candidate or a great candidate. So at least 4 years of experience in product marketing at a software as a service company. And the candidate should enjoy working in a fast-paced environment and should be able to collaborate closely with cross-functional teams to achieve excellent results. And then they also mention what they expect you to do as a product marketing manager at this company. And then just like the previous job, they also mention some of the benefits that you will get if you end up joining this company. So they've mentioned a base salary range of $80,000 to $160,000 US, which is pretty good. They also have a cash-based compensation, which includes profit sharing, and they also contribute a percentage of your total salary towards your retirement, which is also good. Again, medical, dental, and vision plans, which is very common for most of the tech companies or most of the corporate companies. Paid time off, 30 to 90 days of paid parental leave, and volunteer opportunities throughout the year. So this is also a pretty good benefits package.
Now, once I'm satisfied with my initial research on LinkedIn and I really like a specific job profile and I want to do some further research about it, then the next tool that I use is Glassdoor. Now, Glassdoor is also a very powerful tool and a very popular tool actually in Canada, and a lot of people actually use it to apply for jobs, but I personally use it for 3 reasons other than applying for or searching for jobs. Number one is that I get to read employee reviews on Glassdoor about the company that I'm interested in. Now, once I know that I like a specific job profile, I go to LinkedIn and I search for that company, and just skim through the employee reviews so that I can understand how do people like working at that company. Do they like it? Do they hate it? Are they neutral about it? Are there any specific red flags that I should be aware of? Should I not even apply for a job at that company? How is the work culture at that company, and how does it treat its employees? The second reason why I use Glassdoor is to get an idea about the compensation so that I can understand how much base salary and additional salary I will be able to earn if I apply for this specific job profile. The third and possibly the most important reason to use Glassdoor is to understand how is their job interview process like, to get an idea about what sort of questions can be asked and how should I prepare for them. Before we proceed, if you are finding this content to be helpful, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel so that this video can be shown to more number of people, and that's how you can support me. With that being said, let's continue. Now, the third tool that I use, and this one is completely optional, is called levels.fyi. Now, Levels is actually a very powerful website, and it can be extremely beneficial for you, especially if you belong to the tech industry. So software engineers, engineering managers, product owners, etc.
So here you will find the salary of a software engineer in Canada. So you can see that a software engineer makes over $131,000 per year as a median total compensation in Canada. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to get detailed information about the salaries from different companies, what is the level that that person was working at when they submitted the salary, and how much experience did they have at that point, and what was their total compensation like. So here, let's say if I search for Microsoft. So this is the most recent review, and this person has 2 years of total experience working in the industry and 1 year of working at this specific company, and they earn a total of $172,000 per year, out of which $103,000 is their base salary, $40,000 is their stock compensation, and $12,000 is their bonus salary for the entire year. So this website is all about numbers. It will give you a pretty good idea about how much salary can you expect to earn in Canada, especially if you're working in the tech industry. However, if you don't belong to the tech industry or you don't have a technical background, then you can take a look at, for example, marketing in this case, right? So the average marketing salary in Canada is $92,000. So if you scroll down, you'll see all the data points that people from all the different companies have submitted. So let's say you want to work at a company called TELUS, which is one of the telecom providers in Canada. So you'll be able to see that if you're working as a marketing manager at TELUS and you are a senior member in that team and you have approximately 8 years of experience, then you can expect to earn about $109,000 for the entire year. Let's take a look at another company called American Express, and you can see that at American Express, a general manager with 5 years of total experience and 4 years of working at that company has been making approximately $108,000 for the entire year, out of which $93,800 were the base salary, $2,500 were the stock-based compensation, and $12,500 was their total bonus for that year. Now, as I said before, these tools work a lot better for the technical roles, but there are some data points for other types of jobs as well. So it is definitely worth checking regardless of the job that you're trying to apply, because this data will give you great insights about the company that you're applying to and what can you expect out of that company in terms of compensation, and how can you actually negotiate if you end up getting an offer based on the data points that have been submitted by the different people.
Alright, so once I've done all my research on all these three platforms, so LinkedIn, Glassdoor and Levels, and I'm fully satisfied with the company and the job profile, that's when I go back to LinkedIn and I apply for that specific job or for that specific position. Now, I also go back to LinkedIn if I want to get some more information about the company or for that specific job profile. For example, let's say if I really like a job description or a job profile and I want to apply for that company, but I'm unsure of the company culture or how is it actually like to work in that specific team or in that specific role, that's when I go back to LinkedIn and I reach out to people who are working in that company. It could be the recruiters working in the company, or people who are working in the same team, or people who are working in a different team but in the same role, and that gives me a good idea about whether this company is right for me or not, or whether this specific role is going to be right for me or not, and is the company culture, the working style, and the things that I'll get to work on in that specific role is what I really want to do or not. And this is why I think it is very important to reach out to people who are working in that company and get their feedback so that you know exactly what you're getting into. Now, there is a very specific professional way of reaching out to people and making genuine connections with people on LinkedIn. Now, you can't just reach out to people and ask them for favors or just straight away ask them for questions. You need to build a genuine connection with the people who you are reaching out to, and you really need to convey to the other person that you're genuinely interested in learning about the company or learning about the job that you're applying to. So that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys found this video to be useful. Please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because your support goes a long way and it helps me reach more number of people. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, or you can also reach out to me on Instagram at Singla119 and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.